handicap. We are shooting in the dark. We've not seen the petitions. I tried calling one of the petitioners yesterday, but he hasn't responded yet. So let's see. Mr. Havo. Yeah, I think Havo is one of them. No, he's a petitioner under the Justice Derry case. Okay. Justice Derry and others versus Tiger PI, Attorney General. The Supreme Court said after the hearing, the cloak of secrecy vanishes. Yeah, so now we can publish the petitions. So please, the petitioners, bring the petitions forward. Let's analyze. So right now, strictly speaking, it means that we can have a sensible debate on the matter without the petitions. Okay. There's a temptation to hazard a guess, which sometimes we will take educated guess. So if you agree, the educated guess is that the matter of SAL featured in the petitions, and if the matter that's Santro Kofi Akpafu Lolobi, right? They didn't get an MP. They did not vote in the 2020 elections for an MP, so they didn't have an MP for 4 years. That matter, if we all accept at the table that as an educated guess, that matter made it into the petition, I'm surprised that the petitions were thrown out. Because the SAL matter is something that at least it should have gone to trial. That one I can say unequivocally. If we agree that as an educated guess, at all costs, the SAL matter made it into the petitions, then I really struggle to see how the petitions can be thrown out. So I can say, but you see, but we don't know. Yes, that's why I said yes. But I'm saying as an educated guess, because that matter has been beaten in the public domain, and then second educated guess, the publication of the 2020 elections results 5 times. What's a comedy of errors? One election results, 5 publications. They publish one, there's an error, then they withdraw, then they correct, republish, number 2, error, withdrawn, then republish, number 3, up to 5. It was a comedy of errors. If that doesn't speak to incompetence, what else can it speak to?
Let me
number 3.
The previous point you wanted to make. Yes.
Let me ask you the question. 7 petitions against who? Because we are talking about 3 people. Who are the petitions directed at?
The 7 petitions were against the EC and her 2 deputies, and 3 against the Special Prosecutor.
Article 146 expects an individual's petition against an individual. So when you say it's against 3 people, who are the specific petitions against?
Right.
We cannot petition against the commission as a group or as an institution. It is directed at individuals within that institution.
So who has that information? But
by interpretation of law.
No, I'm saying that we can proceed without knowing that nitty-gritty. The general idea for our purpose.
Who is responding to which petition and the issues in the petition directed against a single individual, so that the CJ had opportunity of looking at the petitions against Kpebu, the petition against Martin Kpebu, the petition against, and the issues could be different.
So for our purpose, I think we can assume
that's why we are talking about.
But you cannot petition against the.
No, I think that point is well made. But all of this comes back to the point you made, that we don't have the benefit of the details of the petition.
Yes.
So that's the limitation. I hope you agree.
So we've put in the caveat that we are doing an educated guess, that these are the matters that we raise against the EC and the deputies, right? Okay. And let's put it in context. Very important. It's good Mr. Agyebeng is here. The MPP has agreed that Jimensa must go. She's not fit for office. The NDC
have they agreed?
Yes.
No, wait.
Justin Kodria.
Because you are putting
yes, a personal opinion.
And you haven't reprimanded him.
No,
you haven't Justin Kodria, let's Google it. Justin Kodria.
No, but that point is not even valid. The NDC wanted the hair gone. What didn't they say that? They wanted it gone, so does that mean that they certainly by that they should go? No. It's the law that must work, not what somebody says.
Petition for somebody.
Yeah, it's the law. So if somebody says
yes,
that,
so
they're expressing their personal
so the
opinion.
point I'm making, see, we are trying to create the context.
Okay, let lawyer Martin Kpebu, let him end, because
I'm saying that NDC said the message should go long time ago.
Thank you.
That means you should go by their utterance.
Thank you very much. Lawyer Martin Kpebu,
Hey, the prodigal son. This prodigal son that went
move on, please.
The prodigal son is back to cause trouble again.
Move for it.
Okay, all right, yes. So we're saying that, look, this is a management team that both NDC and MPP agree must go. And we know democracy is crowd wisdom. So you see the context, and that no wonder after the decision, I've received many calls, WhatsApp messages. People are upset from both camps. People are upset. So this, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. Look, we are citizens. It's crowd wisdom. Democracy is crowd wisdom. The larger majority of public discourses have gone against the EC chair and the deputies. And so if we're saying that SAL, the biometric register we did in 2020 had to queue up in COVID, etc., endangering people's lives, then publishing results 5 times, etc., are not enough for Jimensa and her deputies. Bosman Asari, who said NDC is an existential threat to our democracy, etc., then I don't know what again will qualify. So this particular thing, I'm sure people will represent petitions. No, people will represent, because look, one thing is clear to me, that this management team of the EC, the Jimensa and her 2 deputies, cannot be at the helm of affairs come 2028. Look, the more you keep them in office, it's as if the whole of Ghana, we don't have enough talent. Because those people in office, that's our best too. Public office is for the best of our best. So this telling us that 34 million, Professor Gyampo sits here, etc., was Bosman Asari not your colleague? Even he was a year behind you, or your classmate, mates, right? So what is it that is in Bosman Asari?
So you say the door is not shut?
It's not shut. Okay, I'm sure there will be representations of petitions, because the groundswell of anger at the decision, etc., it's clear to me that there will be new petitions presented, and hopefully those should go through. Because one thing is very clear, that Jane Mensah and her deputies cannot be in charge come 2028. We can't. This is Ghana. Ghana, you see,
but it's the law, right?
But what law?
Not wishes. It's not.
By what law?
If the chief justice says
when it comes to,
he's the lawyer. He's the lawyer.
The saving grace is that the chief justice has only less than a year to live. In December,
how does that impact on the?
Yes, so new petitions, you get different mindsets. Yes, hopefully. Yes,
so are you saying that hold on? Are you saying that the chief justice is guided by law in arriving at a particular decision? It's not by his own whims and caprices.
That is true. Yes.
Yes, the law, you see, yes, so he is doing the analysis. Yes, it's subject. Yes, exactly.
That's why. Yes.
Yeah. No. You see, the thing is that when we say guided by law, in law.
No.
Exactly.
I want to hear one person.
Look, in law, we have different philosophies. You see those who are positivists, then you see those who belong to the natural law school of thought, then you see the sociological jurisprudence, etc. So you see 2 lawyers seated, and then different minds, the same law, different minds, right? Yes. So we don't help the debate much when we just say it's law. It's a lot of personal idiosyncrasies. Law is guided by a lot of personal idiosyncrasies. Yes, a lot. A law leaves a lot.
But in this instance, how does the Chief Justice's own personal biases or idiosyncrasies influence an outcome like this?
We don't have much. That's why they always say, when you write less, when you speak less, there's no opportunity for anybody.
Because you said
I'm giving general,
think differently.
I'm giving general education.
That the purposive approach.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Different schools of thought, right? So this one is Chief Justice hasn't written much. I'm hoping that there will be a lengthy ruling addressing all the specific points, because let's always remember, Chief Justice Bafubwani, we support. Bafubwani suffered a lot. You know how of Nebuchadnezzar, ostracized him, banned him from Jubilee House, etc. He suffered a lot, but thank God eventually he became Chief Justice. But Chief Justice is everybody. This one there, we beg you, we want the longer ruling.
All right, no, please, gentlemen, no, please,
yes,
Counsel, no.
Okay,
please.
Okay, yes. So what we are waiting for is that there will be a lengthier ruling. That's my expectation. The one that will address the things point by point, so that we can analyze. You see, like the one Akufo-Addo wrote. Say Akufo-Addo's ruling on the prima facie, lawyer Okujeto came out to say he wrote it, and Akufo-Addo reviewed, approved, and signed. So
you want something of a sort?
Yes,
detailing.
yes, because you see, let's improve the standards. The Supreme Court said as far back as 2004, the Chachuchikata case, that when a decision maker, a judge makes a ruling, just have dismissed this without giving the details of the reasoning, you give room for people to think that decision is biased, the decision is malicious, the decision is thoughtless. And you know, I've been repeating this point. This point is one of my crusades. We have to keep drumming it that this removal Article 146 proceedings will get full rulings. These are serious matters. I also know very well that the Chief Justice, the work is a lot. Chief Justice will empanel judges, administration, sit as a judge, etc. If you read Professor Dateban's book on the Supreme Court's jurisdiction, it even tells you the way Ghana's Supreme Court is inundated. Too much work in simple terms. Yes. So you can see that because the Chief Justice has a lot of work, sometimes then there will be the tendency not to write lengthy rulings. But Ghanaians, as we are now, we've evolved to that stage where it's the lengthy rulings we want to deal with. So today, if you Google, you see Akufo-Addo's long ruling. He gave his reasons, and we also went in there. The ones we agreed with, so excellent. So that's the standard. So it's becoming clear that this Article 146 proceedings, etc., are going to inundate the Chief Justice.
Is it one that you want amended?
Yes. So we have to amend and relieve the Chief Justice of such work, so that the Ethics Commission that Professor H. Kissi Agyebeng is suggested in his constitution, the committee suggested, maybe we can give that work, or set up a full commission for the Article 146 proceedings, things, so that they can give us detailed rulings, because 5, 7 lines, 10 lines is not enough. This Ghana, where just like the way we have 34 million coaches, that's the way we have 34 million lawyers. 34 million lawyers waiting to read. When they see 10 lines, no, it's not enough.
Something detailed. Thank you.
Excellent.
This is reset gone bad. Reset gone bad. Hearing Martin Kpebu saying that essentially what we have here is a setback is interesting. That this cannot be happening in Ghana. We're supposed to you that yesterday we had a better situation. You understand? Let's go back. Mr. President, bring back Justice Gertrude Tokono. This is a setback. By the analysis, it's a setback. Let's proceed in the direction that we're going. It's a setback. I'm saying, but no, we're doing educated guess. Is that not what? Yes. So I'm saying that by that educated guess, this is a setback, and it's very revealing. Okay. Now my comment will be in twofold. First of all, this whole release of this no case against EC and Special Prosecutor, the first leg is that throw this in to muddy the situation against the cocoa matters quickly. Just throw something there. Everybody say, oh yeah, but I didn't find any case, and therefore MPP, whatever. That's what. So its purpose is to stop us from talking about the cocoa. Okay, and thanks to you and the good relationship that you are forging ahead with Ghanaians to give them what they want to hear has made us speak about cocoa. Because if you look in the space today, your contemporary programs today, they are not discussing cocoa. They are discussing this. The objective has been achieved. So this one stamps up to TV3. You understand? So the truth of the matter is that this one is an agenda to put it out there to quench the cocoa matter, which is not going to go, because really the cocoa matter is a personal, everyday issue for the cocoa farmer. So that's not going to go. So the first thing is that it was an obstruction they threw out there, and it didn't work. And the reason it is an obstruction is that lawyer Martin Kpebu is a big guy. He's a big lawyer. A big lawyer. And Chief Justice should know that's lawyer Kpebu's petition. He has not dealt with that one. So why do you hurry up and bring this when you have not finished dealing with all the petitions? So what is likely to happen? He brought out about no case against Special Prosecutor, no case against EC. So, but then his petition is still outstanding. So what's going to happen to that petition? What will happen to your petition?
We are waiting for it.
You understand?
It will come out.
Yeah. So, but it's clearly not regular to do that, because you receive a certain number of petitions to do a certain amount of determination about two separate issues. You have not finished with all the petition, but you have released your report.
Oh, just went later, so maybe he wants first in, first out. You see the queue.
But it's the same issue. Okay, so yours will be determined later. So we should wait for the special prosecutor to be removed when yours is considered. So the point is that this is done because they wanted to disrupt the issue. But the point I am trying to wonder about is that...
do you make an emphatic...
The point you have made, Prof, you made emphatic statements here when Akufo-Addo was in office, the kinds of things. In fact, no, I'm not going back. I'm just on the point. Well, my good professor and lawyer Kpebu.
You said you are going forward.
Yes, I'm going forward. You are here, so
well, because then I will respond.
Yeah, I'm coming. It's a point. It's a point.
So you reference a statement that was made by your chief scribe.
Yeah.
Does it represent the position of the party about the EC chair and her deputy?
Just put that point on ice. What I'm trying to say is that
why are you determining what questions you answer?
He's taking me back.
Does it, because in the midst of that, you try to clarify the position.
Yeah, I'll clarify it.
Does it represent the position of the party?
I'll clarify, but I'm just saying that, listening to lawyer Kpebu and Prof. Gyampo today, I wonder if they know President Mahama is the one in government. They are still talking about Akufo-Addo. You understand? Okay. They should deal with President Mahama the way they dealt with Akufo-Addo. The integrity matters. And I think on this matter, on this law thing, I think the Kpebu is coming along. But Prof. Gyampo, I'm expecting on this cocoa matter, he was all over the place talking about MPP. No, I'm not going back. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. He's not talking about MPP as if President Akufo-Addo was.
But you see, you have to appreciate the problem, the cause of the problem, and you tell the cause of the problem. It does not lie in your mouth. You don't destroy something. Somebody is fixing it.
The cause is in opposition.
Listen. The cause is not in office.
But your mouth
you don't create a problem, and when somebody is fixing it, you become the one dictating how the person.
We are on this one. We are on this one.
So when I'm saying defecate on yourself, leave the place smelly, and then somebody is wiping your mess, and then you are saying that you are dictating how the person.
You are supposed to wipe it. You say you can wipe it.
Please. And so when it is being wiped, you don't dictate.
You campaign for the person who said he will wipe it. Now he has come, he can't wipe it, and you are talking about the person you said could not wipe it. So what does that make the person who has come now?
But you are dictating how he has the white people. And I'm saying that is unfair.
That is okay. No, but you are the one who campaigned for him. He said he can wipe it. He has come, he can't wipe it. Tell him he said he will wipe it.
You are dictating how he wipes it.
But you should tell him. You should tell him. He's doing it. But you campaigned for him. So you should tell President Mahama, you messed up by doing what you have done. You can say, why are you talking about MP?
It doesn't lie in your mouth to dictate how to wipe it.
No,
it doesn't lie in your mouth.
In fact, the point is that we could have just talked about Cocoa.
No.
But we'll talk about this. Yeah, we'll talk about this. But I'm just saying that. Just so my good professor gets back on point. What we have before us is a government that is supposed to be delivering for our country. When they are doing it well, let's say. When they are not doing it well, let's say. But let's not be talking yesterday as if Akufo-Addo is saying government. When the campaign you did led to us losing power. So now today we have a government that must deliver for Ghanaians. Okay. That government is not delivering for farmers. And we are talking to that. I'm coming to that right to that point. So if you don't come to the studio and talking as if Akufo-Addo is still in government and forget that the government that is there today is failing. That's the point.
Okay.
You should talk about the failure of the government because it affects all of us. So do that. So the point is that this whole EC matter is much ado about nothing.
No, I asked a specific question.
Yeah.
Your general secretary made a statement.
He didn't speak for the party.
Okay.
It was not a party position to be communicated. He said his bit. You understand? MPP didn't say that we want G-Mensa to go. We didn't say that. You understand? By the way, the NDC in opposition says the G-Mensa would go. In fact, they said she would go. Why is she not gone? Because it's the law. You have to go by process, and that process, you know, begins with the Chief Justice. And the Chief Justice says he doesn't see any wrongdoing. It's not anybody's place to say that he must go. Somehow, Lawyer Martin Kpebu thinks that they must go. Personalizing the issue and say, oh, what is in Dr. Bosmasari's head that is not in my own professor's head. That's not the point. Prof. Gyampo can do a better, splendid job, but the point is that before you remove whoever is there to come and get Prof. Gyampo to come and do the job, you must go by law. And unless the law allows for that to be done, you can't force it just because you want it. So, Lawyer Martin Kpebu's appeal to emotion to get the Chief Justice to revisit the petitions and do otherwise, for me, is neither here nor there. But we are just watching. The point I want to make, which is confirmed by Chief Justice Bafubodi's position on this, the no case finding that is brought to us, is that Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Tokonu, there was no case against her to begin with.
That's how you see this?
Absolutely. There was no case. But somehow President Mahama, with the interests and the political motive they had coming into office, engineered her removal. Chief Justice Bafubodi, based on what? Because when we're campaigning in 2024 and the utterances of the NDC, who, between Chief Justice and EC, who do you think the NDC wanted to remove more?
But if you
understand? If they wanted to remove the EC, there was no evidence of them wanting to remove Chief Justice. But they came and saw that the agenda would not materialize if the Chief Justice was there. So they went and fabricated matters, things that were not on the scale to be considered a misconduct.
But if you read the Chief Justice,
against, we're coming against the good counsel of the Ghana Bar Association, the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, saying that what you are doing is not proper. When you say, they come and tell you, oh, where in Article 146 have they gone wrong? Article 146 is a procedural thing, is a law that provides for a certain action to be taken, right? But the motive that you activate is not accounted for in 146. Okay. So their motive, by all means, engineered by the petitions they have come, and by President Mahama, being the man with whom the buck stops, determined that they must go. There's a case. So was it. But that's about what he says. There was no case. So if you bring today, if you take the petition sent to President Mahama for the removal of Chief Justice Tokonu, Justice Bafubodi, perhaps by this standard, we say no, there's no case.
I see. But,
so in any case, we are not too long.
Details of the petition.
I'm saying that. But the political narrative about EC, you see what the lawyer was saying? I'm just saying I don't have to see it, but I know what is perhaps in there based on the NDC narrative.
I see.
You understand? So right now, what we ought to be doing in Ghana is to appeal to President and say, look, it's not too late. We've offended Justice Tokonu. The fabricated petitions and all the flimsy stuff that were manufactured and magnified to mean misconduct.
That's why I said
ought to be reversed.
I asked
and
if
that
you have seen the
state.
details of the petition, and you say you
Which
haven't
petition?
seen it.
Which petition?
So on what basis are you saying that?
Which petition?
I'm
talking about the Chief Justice petition. The cases. We had the details of it. She hasn't done. I'm saying that she hasn't done anything that is on the scale of a removal of a misconduct. Based on the standard that must be met. I'm telling you, hold on. Let's not go into that. I'm just telling you that.
Standard is that?
I'm just saying that the high standard that Justice Bafubodi has set, which is to say that the offense or maybe the claim made against the officer must be egregious enough to constitute a basis for the removal. You understand? So what they brought against Chief Justice Tokonu does not measure up. And that's why the Ghana Bar Association says, so please don't proceed. Even what constitutes misconduct is not properly defined.
All right, so
it's not properly defined in light of Article Z296. It's not properly defined.
Here's what I'm bringing.
So right now, what the president ought to do is to say that let's bring back Justice Gertrude Torkornoo, because in fact he still have case I think it's a Commonwealth Court or even in our court trying to challenge
that's your expectation.
Vein removal.
On